My name is Eric. I'm here with Hunting Outdoors, and today we're going to go over the top 10 essentials that I typically bring with me out in the woods. Of course, for everyone, the absolute favorite and most essential part of what they have when bow hunting is their bow. Definitely something that excites me a lot. This is the first one that I was able to buy with my own money. So it was definitely really cool to kind of showcase how much I really wanted to get in part of hunting by putting money, time, effort into something like a Mathews flagship. You know, it was a flagship in 2019, so it's definitely not the oldest thing in the world. Definitely like to you know, hopefully upgrade, as everybody likes to at some point. But at this very moment, I think everything that I'm running on this bow is extremely effective. Hasn't proven me wrong just yet as far as being anything but great. So, you know, definitely very excited to keep this thing for as long as I can know and put some more deer down with it. It's not the most important thing in the world, certainly, but it's something I typically start out as soon as I get out of the truck and put all my gear on. Most important thing is wind control, but scent control is also a big aspect of it. So I typically go with the Scent Killer Gold. Nothing too special about it, just like everything else, but you know, kind of the same thing every time. Next, we got my headlamp. This is important in multiple facets of hunting. When you first get into the woods through the morning, you really want to have this to make sure that you can navigate. It gets, you know, it's pretty dark when you first go in. You know, it gets hard to really navigate in the dark, so you want to make sure you got something reliable. It's got an extra battery pack here on the back, so that way, God forbid, the batteries go bad, I have an extra source of power. You know, leans multiple different directions, so you can pick what path you really want to follow with light. And overall, it's got me in the woods pretty good this year. So. Next, we got our binos and the bino case. This is something that you put on pretty much as soon as your gear comes on. I have the BX1 Mackenzie's. They've done everything that I've really needed out of a bino, along with the harness being pretty essential, so that way you're not having to put it in your hands and you can carry it on your chest and have it for that quick access whenever you're really looking to scope out something you think you see. So definitely a vital part of what I do when I hunt, especially being on public land on the ground majority of the time. It really kind of extends my sight, and you know, that way I'm not wondering if something's a deer when it's really not. So. Nice. Here I got my Rangefinder. It's a Vortex Ranger 1300. I did end up spending a bit more money on this than my binoculars. Biggest reason is knowing where your distance is, especially bow hunting. It's a vital part of making sure you're hitting your shot. You know, it's a game of inches. So one bit too high, a little bit too low. It really depends on whether or not that deer's down or that deer's hurt. So this was definitely a very important part of my bag that comes with me absolutely everywhere I go. Wouldn't leave it without it. Next, I got here my extra release. This is something that, you know, not every hunter necessarily needs, but I typically carry it with me. You can never go wrong having an extra something that could potentially fail with you out in the woods. You definitely don't want your release to fail, so having two of them really helps you out as far as, you know, giving you confidence that regardless, at the end of the day, you have one, not only one, but two. So definitely having this with you at all times is an asset of yourself. Next, I got something that every hunter should probably carry with them, but I have a knife. It goes in my back pocket everywhere I pretty much go. A lot of times, I mean, for the last hunt we had, we cut up some bologna, so it's not necessarily just for utility use, but it's for cutting up some food whenever you're out in the field. But you know, it's definitely an essential part of what we got, just in case you have something random that comes up, and you know, you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So definitely something that comes with me everywhere I go. Next, I got my portable charger. This is pretty vital for me, especially since I've had a few times where I sit on my phone, as I'm sure everyone does, and next thing you know, you look down and your phone's at 15%, 2.5 hours into your hunt. Always want to at least try and have this, especially if you need to make sure you go through an all-day hunt. It's pretty nice to have. I just went and got one off of Amazon. Nothing too special. Spent $15. Does the job. Just make sure you're recharging it every time before you go out. It's definitely something that could save you a lot of time in the woods, especially if you're using Onyx and things of that nature as well. Totally recommend it. So this isn't something that necessarily comes with me every single hunt, but once it gets around that season time of when you start ratting your antlers, this is what comes with me every single hunt. This is the first set of a deer that I killed coming up to 2 years now. It's come with me every single hunt since then, as far as through the rut, through late season, anytime that I really feel that you know, we got some bucks in heat. So like I said, not necessarily something I bring every single hunt of the entire year, but something that definitely starts coming with me, you know, bring me some good luck, you know, see some type of antlers out there when you get skunked. So yeah, this is another asset of mine that I utilize when I get out in the field. Not the most glorious thing in the world, but definitely one of the safest things to have in your bag is an extra pair of socks. As you know, we start sweating, we get wet from passing creeks, get cold, anything like that. Your feet is definitely something you want to be warm. It'll kick your ass and wipe you out of a hunt before you know it. So very important to me to have this, not only for heat, but just in case I need to change out of anything. Extremely important, especially being in my bag. So last but not least, something I typically always have in my backpack is this miscellaneous stuff in kind of a little bit of a first aid kit kind of bag. Got some gauze, got some Band-Aids, got some you know, Neosporin, even got a tampon just in case my nose starts bleeding, because that typically tends to happen. All the way to things like cough drops, just in case you got, you know, a little cold out there. You definitely don't want coughs to give you away. Hex tool is extremely important. You know, whether you need to adjust something on your release, you need to adjust something on your bow, you know, definitely a vital part. Really cool thing, I got this extra flashlight, but it also serves as a Leatherman type tool. So, you know, you got your extra knife, different things, random things like that. Another really cool thing involved in that bag is I have a Gerber switchable blade knife. Comes in 3 different blades, great for field dressing. Anything I've really needed to cut through, it's cut through, including my finger quite a few times. So that's typically what I bring in my first aid kit, first aid bag. So that's what I kind of suggest to everybody that goes out in the field. All right, we're wrapping it up here. I'm Eric with Hunting Outdoors, and that is my top 10 essentials for 2023.